This episode of the Retro LaunchPod is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Gives you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. The creation tool it has allows you to record and edit your podcast, so it sounds great. It'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Retro LaunchPod, a podcast that is dedicated to reviewing old films, TV shows, and video games for a modern audience. My name is Wesley Whatnot, and I want to talk about just one video game this month of June. I was going to do 2, but I decided to not do the other one because I don't know that game very well, but I would love to play it further, and maybe I can do another review of it in the future. This month, I want to talk about Gran Turismo 2, which is the racing game developed by Polyphony Digital and Sony Computer Entertainment. For episode suggestions, you can email me at theretrolaunchpod@gmail.com. You can also give feedback via the email address, or you can comment on the YouTube link to the episode, which is down below. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube to be notified whenever the next episode is available. I try to release 2 to 4 episodes a month, and they will be released on Wednesdays. Now, Gran Turismo 2. I want to talk about this game, kind of briefly. I know this episode might be a little bit short, but I want to talk about this. Gran Turismo 2 is a phenomenal game from the PlayStation 1 era. It was made in 1998. It was kind of like a remake of the first one, Gran Turismo, which came out in 1996. It has a bunch more games, a bunch more things, and it's more, graphically better than the original. Now, the game is spread out over 2 discs, the simulation disc and the arcade discs. The simulation disc is full of everything you need to do to progress in the game. There are races, there are license tests, there are cars you can buy from every make and model of the world, from Chrysler all the way through Fiat, which by the way was merged with Chrysler a few years ago, which is ironic because the internet's kind of dated now. From Ford to Chevrolet to Alfa Romeo and Toyota and Mitsubishi and Isuzu and stuff like that, and even Hyundai, the South Korean one, and stuff like that. It's divided up into 4 cities: east, west, north, south cities. The license tests, there are 5 of them you'll have to get in order to unlock more tracks in the arcade mode. And then finally, there's a super license in which you have to pass it kind of exactly on a 1-lap time trial against a time trial. Once you get to the super license and beat that, you can, start racing your cars and stuff like that, purchasing cars, winning races, getting more credits to get better cars, etc. And you can use them in the arcade mode. I love Gran Turismo. I think it's a great video game franchise about racing and using actual cars. This is not like Mario Kart, where you can get in the head by throwing items at the opponent, that kind of thing. This ain't Mario Kart. This is pure racing, pure and simple. The tracks they have at least 25 tracks. Some are dirt roads, some are for rally races. They got some road races, and you got some short ones and that kind of thing. The one thing I wish they had is a create your own track. Now there's a similar kind of game, another racing game that I really want to talk about in the future called RC Revenge, in which you can create one. But I'm gonna get back to RC Revenge. I don't know when. Probably sometime this year. Not sure. But I want to say this too. The arcade mode is pretty good. The sound is, you just play, any track you want against 6 opponents based on their classes A, B, C, or by your garage that you have saved in the simulation mode. I don't get it, but I enjoy this game. The soundtrack is phenomenal. The music that they've chosen for the soundtrack is great. Even in the menus and stuff like that, that's awesome too. And even for the cities, the east and north and south and west, each have their own little music cues to significant. I can't try to say the word. Significify me. Pretty much tell them where you are on the map. So, and you just move the controller and you stuff like that. And it's just typical racing. You have to have a certain car and a certain amount of horsepower in order to enter certain races, that kind of thing. But you earn credits to earn bigger cars, better cars, equals, more money. Other things is that you just gotta do that, get the licenses, stuff like that. Make sure you get golds and stuff. So bronzes, which, that's what my kind of thing regarding these games. But that's just me. Don't fail them, because you have to try them again in order to earn the license. There's the A, there's the B, B license, A license, international C license, B, and A, and then a super license. So there are a total of 6 licenses you can earn. And when you earn them, you unlock more tracks in the arcade mode. And then you got many different cars, over 400, I think. Many different colors. And you can get them washed too, I guess, for like a small fee. But I just want to mention this one. I review this game, and I played this game on and off in my childhood, and I own it today, and I enjoy it. I'm going to give Gran Turismo 2 10 out of 10, easy, because it's better than the original, and stuff like that. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you ever get a chance to play it, go play it, stuff like that. For the Retro LaunchPod, I'm Wesley Whatnot. Take care, and good night. Coming up in July, I'm going to do a 2-episode review of the 1996 film Independence Day. For the first episode, part 1, I will be talking about the movie. Second one, I'm going to be talking about character moments that I think are kind of funny, good character moments for any of the characters. I'm probably going to pick 5 character moments from the movie. And that will be part 2. I am not going to review, and I reiterate that, I will not review Independence Day Resurgence, because that violates my rule of having everything from 1960 to 2010 reviewed. Maybe next year, 2020, I can probably include it, because I can do it from 1960 to 2010 to 2019, because that decade will be long gone. I will not review Resurgence, even though it is tempting to. So, be on the lookout for that in July. Tune in then.